And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Do you like Uno? Most people have heard of Uno, right? That's the game where you put cards down the middle and try and match the card. If you can't match the card, then you have to draw cards. The first person to get rid of all their cards is the winner. Let's say you played Uno, but you had to match 2 colors instead of just 1, and then the shapes, you could match any card on the board, perhaps, as long as there was an open spot. Alright, now I'm starting to describe Chromino. Chromino is a colored game about placing tiles, colored tiles on the board next to other ones. And I think the best description that I can give this is it's the board game version of Uno. Depending on how you feel about Uno, will probably determine how you like Chromino. Well, there we go. We place 1 tile in the middle of the board like this. It has a special peace symbol in the middle, and that's the Chromino tile. That's basically a wild tile. Then each player takes 8 tiles and places them in front of themselves. These are randomly drawn, but no one else will see them, so you put them kind of like that so that no one else can see your tiles. Ha 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 ha. Now, on your turn, you must place a tile on the board. Your tile must match one of the tiles that's already on the board, and it must match and at least 2 colors. So, for example, I could play this tile. I'll play it like this, actually. That is perfectly reasonable because this peace symbol there is basically a wild one. On a future turn, if it was my turn to place a tile, I would look at this for a very long time and say, okay, I can use a blue-blue. I don't have any of those. A blue-red, no. A yellow-wild, oh, I got yellow-wild. So I place this one on the board. And then I can place, okay, what else I got? Ooh, I see a yellow-green. Whoop, that's not going to work. Green-yellow, no. Yellow-yellow, green. I'm looking around desperately, trying to find one that I could put on the board, and I'm sure after I post this review on the internet, someone's going to say, hey, you could have put that tile out. But let's say I can't put a tile out. Then I take the bag of tiles, I reach in, I pull out a tile. If this tile can be played, hurrah! I put it out. If not, I put it in front of me and pass my turn. This continues until one player puts out all their tiles, and they win the game. But wait a minute, when you have 1 tile left, you got to show everybody what it is. Why? Because that way, then people can try to block you. Now remember, when you touch 2 tiles, this is also legal. Look, ooh, I'm touching 2 colors with 1 tile. Ooh, neat. And so there's different ways to put things on the board so that they touch multiple tiles. But just because it matches 2 colors does not mean that it's allowed to touch. For example, I have here let's see if I can, here's a yellow, but I can't put this tile next to it because the green does not match the yellow there. I could place it like this, but I would not be allowed to do that. Now, that is the basic game. The advanced game is a little bit different. Well, actually, it's one of many different variants that you can play that are listed. Here's the 1 page of rules, and then there's 1 page of variants. And one of the variants is each tile is worth a certain number of points. 1 color, 1 point. 2 colors, 2 points, and 3 colors, shockingly, worth 3 points. So when you attach something, let's say I attach these 2 together, I get 1 point plus 2 points. Hoorah! That is 3 points for me. And then the next person who comes in, they say, ooh, look at this. I'll attach this to this. And they get 2 points for 2 colors, plus 2 points for 2 colors, plus 1 point for 1 color. Hoorah! 5 points. And you can continue to do this and score points as you place tiles, and the person with the most points is the winner. Or you can play like dominoes. That's for kids. The rules recommend. If you play that way, seriously, go out and buy a set of dominoes. Okay, the good. Colorful, beautiful tiles, neat bag, nice box, simple rules. The bad, boring. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but it really is boring. If I want a game where I'm going to put down tiles and score points and colors and such, I already have that game. It's called Quirkle. Chromino, I'm telling you, it's Uno on the board. And it gives me that same frustration when I look at my tiles, there's nothing to put out, you draw a tile, you can't put it out. How is that strategic? You don't have a choice. Now granted, you could put tiles out with what possibly may be in the future, and there is more strategy in this than there is in Uno. I just found it way boring. This is not a game that I really recommend. Although I suppose that there is the crowd that really likes to play Uno, this still be like, wow, what a challenging game. Because it would be challenging if Uno is one of your favorite games. And so I'm not going to disparage people who like it, but for myself, I find it immensely boring. And the point variant adds a little bit to it, but again, it kind of gives it lucky who draws the better tiles. Nah, don't get this one.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.